Hey y'all, it's Jess. Welcome back to the kitchen here at Roots and Refuge Farm. This is actually a little bit of an impromptu video. I just found myself in my kitchen working on dinner, and I started to gather the stuff to make a pot of wassail on my stove. We're gonna decorate our Christmas tree tonight, and I thought I should show our friends on YouTube how to make this. This is kind of like a holiday staple here around our house, and it's really, really easy. So wassail is essentially like a spiced cider drink, and here I've got my ingredients laid out all pretty. I will go over what I put in mine and talk to you about some of the ways that you can customize it. I learned about wassail years ago from a friend of mine who made it at every holiday gathering that she had at her house, and I absolutely loved it. The thing I love about wassail is not only how wonderfully warming it is and delicious it is, it really sets kind of like the atmosphere in your home, because it smells so wonderful as it's simmering on the stove, or you can put it in a crock pot. And it just, the aroma of it just fills up the house, and it's just a very seasonal smell. Tonight, as we're going to be decorating our Christmas tree, I thought this would be really fun. It'll be a nice treat for the kids to remind I really enjoy it. And it'll make our house smell nice, kind of put us in the holiday mood. Wassail is kind of like a spice cider. Now, to be honest, I've never really used like a strict wassail recipe. So I'm gonna kind of give you about ratios, and you can kind of think of what you enjoy. Basically what I do is about 3/4 apple juice or cider to 1/4 orange juice, and that's sort of like the base. Now I'm making it tonight for my whole family, so I'm gonna put about half of this gallon of apple cider in here, and then a couple cups of orange juice. Notice I'm not measuring this because I don't really need to, because you're not going to do it wrong. It's not going to be like, oh gosh, this is awful. It has just slightly more orange juice than it should. The next thing that I'm going to put in here just every single time is cinnamon sticks. Now I'm making about 10 cups of wassail here with what juice I've just put in. So I'm going to put in like 5 or 6 cinnamon sticks. You could do more or less. You need to consider who you're making this for. I'm making it for my kids. When I make a small batch just for Maya and I tend to kick up the spice a little bit because we like it really good and spicy. But for my kids, I leave it semi-mild. This is a good bit of cinnamon. That's going to give it that good cinnamon flavor. And the next thing that I'm going to do is slice some fruit. You're gonna put about a teaspoon or so of cloves in here, maybe a little bit more than that. I usually do just a small amount. That's probably like a teaspoon or 2. And I like to just poke them inside my apple skins. Just put like a few in each slice. I usually do go ahead and measure out the cloves beforehand so that I don't get carried away, because I have poked way too many cloves in the apples before and made it really strong. Here you'll notice I've got a green apple and a red apple. That's really just for the sake of aesthetic. You don't have to do that. I usually put 1 or 2 apples and 1 or 2 oranges in the pot. Obviously I'm very exact about this. It's just such a science. Now I could stop right here and I would have made a good wassail with just my apple juice, orange juice, cinnamon sticks, cloves, and slices of fruit. However, you can go as wild as you want to with your wassail. One thing I like to sometimes add to it is some star anise. That's a really lovely seasoning. There, you can also add juniper berries. That's a nice, mulling spice type seasoning. You can add hibiscus, either by getting whole hibiscus and putting it in like a diffuser or a bag. You can get that in bulk on Amazon, or if you get just like prepackaged hibiscus tea bags from the store, something like this. You can also put in fresh ginger. Like I said, I take into consideration who's going to be drinking, and I tend to like more flavor in mine. My kids prefer it just a little more plain, so I'll probably throw a little bit of hibiscus in this. I usually actually do not sweeten it because it's juice, and so to me it's sweet enough. But if you wanted to do like the, you know, kind of like a Starbucks caramel apple spice feel, you could put some sugar in it, or some like caramel would be a, you know, maybe a tasty addition. Now after all of my ingredients are in, I'm just gonna put this low, maybe just slightly to medium heat, and let it simmer. Basically I'm looking for the color to get just a little bit darker and all of those flavors to be infused. The fruit will be soft. If you want to cook it in a crock pot, you can put it in a crock pot and heat it on the low setting for probably like 3 or 4 hours. This is how long it would take in a crock pot. Usually it's ready to drink off the stove in like an hour of being on like low to medium heat. If I want to put it on the stove like before guests come over, because I really want that smell in the air, I'll put it on really low so that it can cook a little bit longer before we're ready to drink it. So there's a lot you can do with it. I highly suggest making this. It's a great thing to put on your stove if you're gonna have like a special night, decorating the tree, or if you're gonna have like a, you know, a Christmas movie night with the kids, or have guests over for a Christmas party, anything like that. This is a great thing. If you have made a wassail, or sometimes it's called wassail punch recipe, or even if you have like a spice cider recipe that you would like to share, go ahead and throw it down in the comments below. Tell us what you like to add to your warm appley holiday drink. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoy this. I bless you. Until next time.